Hello and welcome to the Quint. SSR, Rajamouli sir, Tarak sir, Ramcharan sir.
Thank you so much.
Rajamouli sir, I'm curious about your equation with your father, Vijayendra Prasad. How does the writing and the story screenplay come around? Because most of your films, the story is by your father and then you write the screenplay. So do you discuss the story beforehand and then work on it? Does he give you feedback on your screenplay once you've written it?
No, we don't differentiate it like that. A part of the story is written by me, as part of the screenplay is written by him. The title is just for convenience. We constantly keep bouncing off ideas with each other. Mostly he keeps on telling me, like almost every 1 week he will tell me a new story. So at some point of time something will strike me and I say, this seems to be working. And we immediately sit on it and develop into a plot point. Plot points, once I like an idea, developing it to a plot point happens quite fast. Then developing it into a complete full-fledged first draft takes quite a bit of time, usually 5-6 months. At the end of the day, he's a story writer, I'm director, so we work in that relation.
I want to ask you and S.S. Rajamouli sir started your careers in feature films more or less at the same time. There was Student Number 1 back in 2001, almost 2 decades now. What?
You're making me feel
You're an old guy, bro.
You're making me feel so.
In your mind, how has SSR evolved as a filmmaker? You remember him from the sets of Student Number 1 and now you remember him from the sets of RRR. In his way of functioning, in his way of relating to actors on set?
Well, I really don't think I can talk about his filmmaking talent because that's what he does. He's a filmmaker and I'm an actor. But talking about his growth, I see myself in him. He's been such a dear friend, a philosopher, a guide. But from a first movie called Student Number 1 to being the biggest R in the 3 R's is quite a massive journey and very proud of him. And as I said, I can't talk about his filmmaking talent, but the extraction which he gets from his actors has increased in quadruple levels. I must say his perfection want has gone to from one level to another. So I just jokingly keep saying that he's got this perfection ka keeda inside his head. So it always keeps fidgeting with his head, and he wants that, and he wants it. He doesn't settle down for a 50 or a 60. He wants 100. He wants 100. You give him 110, he won't say I want 100. He'll say, fine, give me the 10 also. Let me take it. So he extracts that from his actors, and we've seen from his past movies, how he really tells his story and how he makes the actor a part of it. And he's something now.
Tarak was talking about how much of a perfectionist he is, and I remember, I think during the trailer launch, gave an example of the song Nacho. He wanted that step to be coordinated perfectly, and he made you guys rehearse like a million times probably. Do you have any such story about Mr. SSR? It's a great to have a perfectionist when you see it on screen, but the whole process can be quite a pain. So
It is a good pain. The end result is fantastic. Yeah. So, but when the journey is happening, you cannot fathom what will happen to you. End of the day, end of the week, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if your bones are going to be in place. You don't know if you will be in your place. But all this put together, putting aside that, it is so happy and satisfying as an actor. The thirst as an actor, we have this thirst and he satisfies that thirst. And every week, every time we see a glimpse of our work, now we know what all we did. It is all worth it. But the making part of it, yes, it is.
It's a pain. Yeah, it's a pain.
It's a good.
So you always seem so calm and composed, but I'm sure there must be times when there are butterflies in your stomach, there is some nervousness. Is that usually when you write a screenplay and you're about to narrate it and you don't know what kind of reaction you're going to get? Or is it probably before the first day of your shoot? Or is it at a time like this when you are about to release a film and you don't know how people are going to react, how critics are going to react?
When I write the screenplay, that is the time when I am the most happiest, because there is no restriction, there is nothing, it's just your thought, it keeps flowing. And I'm also happy when I'm narrating the story, because I'm pretty sure that I can impress my actors with my narration skills. I'm a good storyteller, so I'm very happy at that time. During the shoot, what tenses me most is when we have these big units, and if something goes wrong, every minute costs lakhs of money. So that tenses me. If things are not flowing smoothly, when we are shooting big sequences, like for example, we are shooting the interval sequence for 65 nights, and there were hundreds of actors. There were about 100 actors flown from different countries to play their part, and each day used to cost 75 lakhs. One night of shooting cost was 75 lakhs. In those times, if something is not happening on the clock, I get really tensed, I get really angry, I get really upset. I blew my top off during those times. Other than that, I'm pretty much calm and composed. And once everything goes out, once the prints are out for delivery and I have nothing else to do, then yes, there is anxious. Obviously, there is confidence, there is anxiousness. Both will be there until the film releases and we get the report.
Now, I want to ask both of you. Sir came to you with the script. Usually, people come and say, okay, this is a totally fictional character. So, you have to play it like this. Or it could be a biopic. So, it's based on a real character, and then you go do research, So, here's a film where there is, real characters, but the story takes place in a fictional plane. So, Komaram Bhim and Alluri Sitaram Raju, how did you do homework and see how these people were, go into a bit of history, find any available photographs of any records of what they did, and then approach the story?
See, as I said, I think I said it in a different way. I said, there are certain characters which have become a part of your life, because you grew on them. You grew up listening to them, hearing about them. When it's fictional, we really didn't go into the depths of what happened, what they did as true independence heroes. For us, we had this fiction which came into place, where we just needed to know what they were at that time, at that particular time frame, what they were, what is happening to them, what will happen to them is what follows. So when you have that fiction part playing, it was very easy for us to understand the character rather than understanding Komaram Bhim, or rather than understanding, if I may talk on behalf of Charan, Alluri Sitaram Raju. It was what is going through them right then and there. What happened to them in the film, what will happen to them later is a different story. So it really was very easy for us to understand what his characters were. And from there, our journey every day we're talking about the scenes rather than talking about what happened to them, like how their true natures are. We were talking about how our character is going to be. So that way it really helped us, he constantly we had workshops where he sat us down, said, this is what my scene is going to be like. This is how the character is. This is how I want him to behave. This is how I want him to cry. And this, it's just what his emotions are. We spoke on that. And then we had these extensive workshops where we discussed, where he was talking and we were just listening and we were writing down a few notes if we needed to. And yeah, when you have somebody who's actually doing, as he said, somewhere, he just said in an interview that he's doing your homework. He's a headmaster who does his own, who does our homework. So it's pretty easy to fit in.
Do you have anything to add?
I think
as to how
he
you
said
approached?
it all, and I second him on every word.
So your films, what's probably unique to your style of filmmaking is the kind of visual spectacle that it becomes. You have this vision of how a certain scene will play out, whether it's Iga or Bahubali, of course, whether it's the battle scenes or the blood dropping from the sword, or even from what the trailers of RRR has showed us, the flag just touching the water and going up. There's that sense of drama in each visual, or even the tiger fight. I want to peek inside your mind. Do you visualize them while you're writing, or do you visualize them on the day of your shoot with your DOP contributing? How does that work?
So I'm a visual storyteller, and I like to tell my stories with magnifying glasses. The images that come into my mind themselves are big in nature. Not just of the bigness, because I also want to magnify the emotion. The same kind of emotion enhances much more when an actor is in action. For example, if you say, if I get a bad news when I am sitting, I have to express in some way, me in the sense the actor. But if he gets the same bad news when he is running, the whole dynamic changes. And capturing it becomes so much more difficult. Right? You have to light up for a running shot, you have to put your camera on a trolley or a tracking device. Then I'll make it like, no, he should be getting the news when he's running, but at the same time there should be a bomb blast that's happening. And it should happen exactly at the moment that he gets the bad news. No? So the whole, I'm just telling you as an example, this is nowhere in the film, but everything keeps enhancing for me. I don't sit with my DOP on the day of the shoot, but I sit with my DOP, my production designer, my visual effects supervisor, my costume designer, with everyone much before the shoot itself. No? So we have to be ready on the day of the shoot. Everyone should know what we are going to do on the day of the shoot. So and all my technicians put all their effort in providing everything that is needed around these actors to magnify and enhance the emotion.
Sometimes the actor wouldn't even know what's happening behind him. He's just going there and all of a sudden you have a blast. You're like, oh my God, this is there? It's just a different, there's something happening on your background. You don't even know. It's not even important for you. It's all enhancing your run.
Talking about cinema culture in Telugu, Andhra, Telangana, it's so vibrant, there's so much passion, it's so strong. Just social media tells you there is such a rage for cinema, all kinds of cinema, all kinds of stars. I've been badgered if I go for a trailer release. Oh, what is happening? What did Tarak say? What did Ramcharan say? Give us photos. I come from Kerala and cinema is great there, but there is not like this kind of fan frenzy. Okay, even Tamil cinema I think has that kind of, but maybe I think Telugu cinema is at the top in India. What do you see as an explanation for this sort of all-consuming passion for cinema?
One thing I can say is we are extremely blessed. Extremely blessed to have that kind of movie crazed fans, and to have such ardent fan following for them. As an industry as in whole, I can only say we are truly blessed.
Yeah, actually. It's just people having audiences of that madness for films, having fans who've been supporting their favorite heroes. Truly a blessing, seriously.
We're really lucky
it's there,
to be part of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana and to have an audience like that, like a backbone in our toughest times, in the best of our times. They have really pushed us. Especially in pandemic, of course they've pushed us. It's the reaction that we want to see in their faces which pulled us through this tough pandemic, and look forward for the day we go back to RRR and shoot and show them our work.
Right. Is it also scary at some point of time to know that you have so much influence over so many people?
I always say it's like a responsibility.
Yeah.
It made
I wouldn't
me
say scary, It makes you more responsible.
Makes me a better person by having such people looking up to you.
Looking up to you, seriously, it's like a blessing in disguise. It puts you at your place. Rather than letting you deviate.
We are less careless.
It won't let you deviate.
There are also star fan clubs and star fan rivalries between associations. Is there any such thing? Would you like to give a message to your fan zones?
That's him.
No, there is a lot of competition, obviously, between the fans. And to be frank, there is competition between them, even though they are thickest of friends, and even though they're doing the same movie for 3.5 years. On screen, there is competition between them, but there is no rivalry.
Yeah.
Bitter rivalry.
There is no rivalry. Like, see, we were all students, right? In the class, there is competition to come first in the class. There is competition to be first in the race. There is competition to win a game, a quiz competition or something. But at the end of the day, we were all friends, right? That it never affected the friendship. No, it is the same with them. The competition is there, but it never affected their friendship. Not only in RRR, even before that. So whatever happens between them, I truly believe transfers to their fans also. There will be competition. I should tell you a funny incident. So we put up their poster, both of them running towards camera, Tarak and Charan, saying that December 4th is the trailer release. We released it in the theaters, not on the social media. And they came to that like in hordes and like a film release they came.
That's a basic theatre poster.
Yeah. It's a theatre poster. The poster in one of the theatres, it was put up at 7 p.m. in the evening. By 7:30, there is one garland for Charan, right? By 8 o'clock, there were 2 garlands for Tarak. Within 2-3 hours, there were 10 garlands on each other. By midnight, 12 o'clock, their faces are not seen, only garlands. That is the kind of competition they have. You can't take it away from them. No, but what really gave me goosebumps, what I really loved when the theatre trailer was released, obviously there was so much of fan frenzy and everything, and the media rushed to the theatres and they were asking like, who did it better? Who did it better? Like they were asking
who was
Tarak
better
fans,
in the trailer?
Yeah, who is better in the trailer? They asked Tarak fans and said, our Anna is the best. No, our Anna, there is no one to beat our Anna. And they said, what about Charan? And they said, of course, Charan Gari is also good, but our Anna is best. The same kind of reaction came from Charan fans. No, our Anna is the best. He is the greatest. Of course, NTR Gari is also better. He's a good actor, everyone knows, but our Anna is... So that is the kind of response that I'm expecting from RR.
Okay. I mean, I got the same DMs on my... how much dialogue does he have? How much dialogue does he have in the trailer? See, we've been talking about this pan-Indian cinema, and it's great that, actors without any distinctions of regions are acting, in Hindi and in down south also. But of course, language becomes a little bit of a barrier. I was speaking to Alia last year in an interview, and she was at that time learning Telugu lines for RRR. And she said that she was really putting 100% into it. I want to know, did that hard work pay off? How was Alia with her Telugu?
She was very good. She learned all her languages beforehand, and she was delivering all her lines in Telugu itself. But it depends from actor to actor. Like when Ajay sir said, I can't speak in other language for the love of my life. I can't express if I don't understand each syllable that I'm uttering. So he said, I can do it only in Hindi. I said, it's okay, sir. I made him talk in Hindi. And I shot with him in Telugu, both Hindi and Telugu. And for the Telugu lip sync, we made some gibberish Hindi words. No, the sentence doesn't make any sense except for that it is Hindi. No? But because he already done it in Hindi, he knows the content of the sentence, of every word, and he delivered it. So it is an actor's comfort. I could have done the same with the Alia, but Alia said, no, I can't do it like that. I have to get my lines right. I have to get the line memory out of this thing so that I can act it better. That's how she prepared.
Thank you so much. We've run out of time. It's been wonderful talking to all three of you, and all the best for RRR.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.